Greetings. My name is David Solomon. I'm a minister at the Citadel, being what I named my ministry. And when I say the ministry at the Citadel, I'm not talking about a building. I don't go to church every Sunday. Excuse me. I I'm not your average Christian, or so you would think would be a Christian, because I believe that Christianity is a little bit different than what they're teaching at the Sunday service masses all over this town, all over Oakville, all over Burlington, which is this town, excuse me, all over the world. It's basically become a one world religion. You see how popular Christianity is becoming across the seas, and we know full well that the King James Bible didn't it didn't predict that. It never said that Christians would become popular. In fact, it says that would be few and far between. And literally, whenever I count the amount of Christians, the actual Christians who are on board with what we know, I count them on one hand. 5 people. Me, my wife, Michelle Lynn, Edward J. Robin, Catherine Flamond, and I just recently met a new one on an online game named Ada, who's just over here in Michigan, who's aware of the government schemes, and that consent to them is consenting to the devil. And literally, I mean consenting to that government is consenting to the devil's government. This is not God's government, folks. I don't know when it changed or if it ever was God's government in the first place. But the fact of the matter is that these governments, regardless of whether Canada, United States, whether in Honduras, India, it doesn't matter. They all have taken it upon themselves to claim and to believe that they have the ultimate authority on this planet, and they don't. God has the ultimate authority, and I don't really care what guns, knives, and missiles and what you countries think you have, or should I say corporations, because you're not countries, you're corporations. Countries are a piece of land. Corporations are fictional things on private trading instrumentality websites like the Edgar Exchange. More accurate, the United States Exchange and Commission's. United States Securities and Exchange Commission's website houses the registration of your country. I'm pretty sure I can prove it to you because it's there in a list. So if you're telling me that no, you don't submit to a corporation, you're a Canadian citizen, but you're free, well, you're an idiot, and you're not. Seems a little bit harsh, but you need to pull your head out of your ass and wake up and actually start doing your research on fact. Because a country is no more than a corporation these days. Like I said, they're registered on the internet. I could pull it up right now. But why would I hold everybody's hand for them when it's every Christian's or so-called Christian's duty to be diligent and research it out for yourself? Now, the so-called believers in God who I have run across and have attempted to share this sort of information with have flat out rejected it and denied it, called me crazy. Some of them call you stupid. Some of them just tell you don't know what you're talking about, or you don't understand the Bible. Well, I understand the Bible full well, and the next couple of weeks coming up, I'm going to be glad to take you through why the Christianity I follow is the way, is the truth, and is the life. Why the Lord Yeshua, or some call him Jesus, I call him Yeshua because that's his name. Jesus means hail Zeus. That's an old Greek god, Zeus. And I don't hail Zeus, I hail Yeshua, which literally means my savior in Hebrew. Yasha, savior. Yah is, I believe it's a Hebrew conjugation to a first person. Just like the name of God is I am, Exodus 3:14. Go tell the children of Israel that I am hath sent me unto you. This is after Moses came to him and specifically said, what is his name? What is your name, God? And he says, his name is I am. He said, I am that I am. Therefore go tell the children of Israel that I am hath sent me unto you. And then whenever you take that name and you translate it into the original Hebrew form, it renders itself as properly in English as to breathe or to exist. The name is pronounced Ahaya in Hebrew. That's Ahayah for English spelling. The proper tetragrammaton is Aleph Hey Yod Hey. It's not Yod Hey Vav Hey. Yod Hey Vav Hey is a fraud. It's one of those gods that was inserted whenever Israel was taken captive by Babylon. That's a Babylonian god. The name of that god, Yahweh, literally translates into calamity. So let me see. You've got a god you can choose: calamity or living, breathing. Seems like the qualities of the creator are pretty clear to me: living, breathing, and love. Now, love is not a part of the name I am, not that I understand or know of yet, but I haven't done enough thorough searching in the name. I am satisfied with my results to comfortably call him Ahaya. I am. Ehya is the Chaldean Hebrew form Ehya, which is Ehyah, I believe. But it all comes back from the Aleph Hey Yod Hey. Now the form in the Hebrew the documents when Babylon invaded Hebrew, the form of the Tetragrammaton was altered, and it is, I've done it myself. It is very easy to alter the Aleph Hey Yod Hey into a Yod Hey Vav Hey with no evidence of any kind of fraud or mistreatment of the name. That is taking the Lord's name in vain by just so you know. When you start calling the Creator by a name He doesn't accept, after you've been told the proper name, you are using His name in vain. Okay? Well, like I said, the next couple of weeks I'm going to be doing some videos to kind of share. This was just a small insight of what I've discovered. I want to take everyone here that is watching, my viewers, which are few probably. I expect them to be few, and I don't expect a lot of good reactions, but I'm going to be taking you guys on a journey through the Bible to actually help you understand this thing a lot better. Essentially, don't go to Sunday churches. You won't get any understanding there. You're just going to get a bunch of religious traditions. They're going to celebrate Christmas. They're going to put Christmas trees in their stands or their stages or whatever they do. They celebrate a little bit of Halloween. They have a little bit of Halloween in there with the Halloween colors. They don't put pumpkins and scary things sometimes in some churches, but your intent is still to celebrate the holiday, to recognize the holiday. That's not a holiday for Christians. That's not in the King James Bible. Neither is Christmas. We don't know when Christ was born. We don't know when He was conceived. We know as Christians, conception starts in the womb. Okay? So we don't know that Christ had a birthday. We know He was born sometime, just like I know I was born sometime. I can't verify when I was born because I was not, what is that word? In full understanding of what was going on around me. I was an infant. How could I be? So I had to take somebody else's word to put it on a documentation that I was born a certain time. Well, needless to say, I don't use a date of birth. I go by a conception date, and the closest I can give you is December 7th, actually, December 7th. I choose the number 7, but it's sometime in December, probably near the middle to end of December. That's fine because proper identification is just an appeal to authorities like unlawful governments. God knows who you are. You don't need to carry identification. Anyways, anybody who's watching this video, I'm excited to do these videos, and the next video I want to touch on is marijuana, as the world calls it today, but in the Citadel we call it an article of worship or sacrament, because essentially that's what it was, and that's provable throughout the Old Testament. Also in Isaiah 18:4, I believe it's Isaiah 18:7, Isaiah 18:4. Just read Isaiah 18. You'll know when you run across it. Ezekiel 34:29. Again, just read the chapter. You'll come across it. The references in Exodus and Leviticus are a little bit more complicated because there's a mistranslation in the King James Bible. I think when King James was trying to translate Kene Bossum and translate it, he wrote it down as sweet calamus. So if you take the word in some instances as sweet calamus, Um, it'll actually render itself in the original Hebrew as Basem Kane. It's backwards, so of course they write right to left, so that makes sense. Um, so if you flip that around and use our Gentile style of writing in English is left to right. So what you need to do is you need to flip those words around so that sweet calamus becomes calamus sweet, and it's translated properly back into the Hebrew as kene basem, which is more accurately translated in English as cannabis. Kene basem, cannabis. See the connection? So that's what we're going to be touching on in our next video. I'll probably do it tomorrow whenever I take a notion to, or when the Spirit of God drops it in me to do it. I'm nobody's, I'm not accountable to anybody, any of you guys out there right now. If you find that your heartstrings are being pulled to get in touch with me, and you need a partner, you need somebody to help guide you, I'm here for you. I will be accountable to you if you make the conscious, concerted effort to start to actually follow the truth. Um, ran into enough people that say they're interested, and then finally after months they admit they just don't care anymore. Remember, the way to heaven is through the narrow gate, and only few will pass in it. I've only found 5 to pass with me, so I'm really hoping I can find a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, even a 12. Okay, so thanks everybody. I ask that Ahaya bless you in the name of Yeshaya. Ahaya Bashem Yeshaya, bless the audience, and shalom to everybody, whatever small audience I might have. Um, and I pray that I am your salt to preserve your Christian spirit, and I'm also the salt that will irritate you if you're a pagan. God bless. Love you, my real brothers and sisters out there. As for the world, even Christ stopped praying for you. So we'll see you guys on the other side when the Lord returns.